What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live trading stream here on YouTube. My name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Going to be looking at ES on the 1 minute chart here on TopstepX, same as usual. Got Bookmap running in the background. Hop in the free Discord if you want to get details on where I get these levels from, what they mean, all the details on my trading, analysis every morning, all that good stuff. Watching quite a bit of a sell-off right here. Trying to decide if I want to take an aggressive buy. Right about here is the spot to do it off of prior day low. Just for a quick scalp to the upside, but this might just get ran through. This is a lot of selling pressure. There's volume behind it. I don't know that I want to take this one and try it. It is a trade I like. I like pre-market low, pre-market high, prior day low, prior day high. I like aggressive buys and sells off of them, just kind of cheap scalp trades, right? It's like a quick buy and stop loss right behind it. And it looks like it's playing out. This is just a little bit too quick for me to be jumping on the stream and taking one. Getting comfortable with my charts, getting everything set up. Let me get rid of Discord so that stops making noises. Yep, would have played out. Would have played out. All right, we got Bookmap up. What's up? Nice music. Thank you, my man. All right, trying to see what we got showing up on Bookmap. We got 46 right up here. Opening range low. Let's see what happens here. Kind of a choppy morning, right? If we're looking at this price action market structure, I am paying attention, so I don't want to run through pre-market and my trading, which was less than stellar this morning. Nothing super exciting. Couple of L's. I was recording on and off. We got this stream running. Yeah, I was recording on and off. I'll try to get a little recap going later on with that. Show you guys what getting a little too aggressive and running a little too tight of a stop loss looks like. Yeah, we got a bunch of liquidity that came on at 46. I'm gonna see if this continues. This might not be a bad one to try. Again, unless this just gets absolutely ran through right here. Because we break here, we break prior day low. I think we're headed lower, and I want to look for shorts. This would have really been just the really aggressive buying into selling pressure. You know, quick 5-6 points you could grab to pre-market low. We put some support in here, and we look like we're going to crack higher. I might try it. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at on Bookmap in a moment. But there are quite a few orders that stacked up. So it lines up with these lows. Yeah, here we go. Breaking through. Lines up with 15-minute opening range low. But this looks like we're going to run to the downside. Not going to take the breakout trade myself. There's a play to do that. Stop loss somewhere up here. Back up into the range. Let's look at the 5-minute. See where this zone is coming off of. Kind of a discretionary, a discretionary level that I have. I wanted to get the bottom of this wick towards the top of the zone, which coincides with some price action over here. But area that volume was traded, somewhat of a target. We'll see what happens if we come all the way down here to the bottom of the zone. Next level would be down here for me. Let's fix VWAP real quick. If you guys got trading questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you hopping on. As you know, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here is financial advice. I'm just an idiot on YouTube trading away on TopstepX. Yeah, this looks like it's going to run to the downside. I'm glad I waited on that buy idea. It was just too aggressive coming down into it. A really aggressive quick buy. If you caught an entry down here, you could have had a quick scalp trade. You would have had to been very quick with an exit. Maybe you picked up 5-6 points real quick, targeting the area in between prior day low and pre-market low. But outside of that, now I want to see what happens. I think we're coming down. This is a lot of volume, a lot of volatility. I'm going to be a little bit more patient because I already got chewed up this morning, and I'd rather not continue that here into the latter part of the morning. Waiting for a retest before sell. Yeah, I'm going to see what happens. I don't know. I'm watching Bookmap as well. How are you, my man? All good. All good, man. All good. I don't have anything. I was kind of watching to see if something came on the book that made a lot of sense right up here to target for a sell. I just don't know if I'm going to get a retest. I think this thing might just start to break down really, really aggressively, and we might get a continuation from yesterday. I don't want to jump in. Again, I already got a little aggressive this morning and got chopped up in this action. It would have worked out very well on any of this, but that was not the price action and market structure I was trading. So I don't want to hop into a sell. Where do I place a stop loss at that point? All the way up here, if not all the way up here. I don't have a great spot to do it. We continue lower, we get more structure. I'll be able to get a stop in a spot that makes sense. This would have been your, come down to the low and take the breakout right out of prior day low. I usually don't take that trade, or out of pre-market high. I wait for more structure afterwards, because a lot of times we do come down right to it and then just react really aggressively. Sometimes we got to crack it, kind of fake everybody out, and then pull back in, like we're doing right now. This is a break and retest you could take. Something super simple, right? Here's the structure. We came down, pulled back up, broke down below this level here. Now we're pulling back up to it, right? The last low is broken in the downtrend, and then maybe we continue down. This is on the 1 minute, so we're pretty zoomed in here. I think there's chance to pull back into the zone. I don't like the way that that I dealt with this BS today. Not coming all the way up to levels, not really getting a lot of follow through once we broke through VWAP, which was mostly flat, except for this one right here. So I'm just going to be patient, guys. This looks bearish to me. I don't want to be a buyer right now unless it was for a quick scalp style trade right off of a level. That was my chance to do that here. Not ready to do it. Was not ready to do it when I hopped on. But let's look at Bookmap. I'll show you guys. Again, was waiting for something to light up. Really wasn't waiting this morning, and I don't know what that was saying up there. Wasn't really waiting this morning, and that bit me. I would have liked to have been waiting a little bit longer. Should have been just a little bit more patient with it. This is what I see that came on the chart right here about 10:37. If we go back, quite a bit of orders stacked up here at 46, right at that opening range low area. Another prior low from the morning session. So that may be a target to come back up to before continuing lower, or just come right back into the range. I'm going to wait to see what we got going on. Obviously, we got quite a bit of volume trading. there's a chance that this thing breaks down to the downside pretty aggressively, or reacts and comes back up into the range. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna stay patient. I don't have anything too close to target to utilize. We got a little bit up here, a little bit down below at 15, a little bit up at 32. Can you see those any better if I scroll in and out? No, not really. That's because there's not that many orders there. But this is the only really level that I'm watching, and it's not headed towards that. It's pretty far away. It's not something that I'm going to confidently just take a trade towards without a whole lot more lining up on my chart to tell me to take a trade. But we're breaking lower right now on some volume, so let's just watch and see. Yeah, again, to me, just based on the way we started here with this back and forth price action, where we're at here, my just pure speculation based on intuition is telling me we're not going to just break out and run to the downside. I would have liked to see us already continuing lower. If we were going to do that right away, I think we got a pullback in store here, even if it's a brief one. But not enough conviction to take a buy right here. That would be pretty aggressive. Very counter trend to what we got going on here. So I don't have a setup is what I'm looking at right now. Don't have something just yet. We break up and we get just some indication that, hey, we're failing to move lower. Buyers are still in. We want to bring this thing back into the range, something, closer to that. Maybe even like that. Maybe even like that. I might look for a quick buy. Again, targeting this level right around 46, which is the 15-minute opening range low, and this area right here. Might not, just depending on where it is, might not need to hold all the way up there. If we did get into a buy, you got pre-market low, you got volume point of control. This is definitely an area that price can tap back into. But I don't know if we get that. We don't start to pull back. We continue lower. I'm going to look for sells. That's kind of where my mind is right now. Again, I'm only talking about that buy, looking at Bookmap. This just feels like BS to me. That's what today feels like. We chopped around, expanded above 15-minute opening range high, below, back below. I think it's one of those flat VWAP. No real reaction at pre-market high or pre-market low. A little bit here. See what happens at yesterday's low. Yeah, what really got me today, just looking at this and doing a little bit of review, starting to measure, was volatility. Just a little bit more, volume and volatility, a little bit larger price action. I was sizing up, getting aggressive, and just not giving trades enough room to breathe. Trying to keep risk controlled. But you can fall into that death by 1,000 cuts type of a deal. Yeah, I'm not ready to be a buyer yet. We pulled down, and I just don't know if I'm going to get the structure on this. It's forming very quick. We pull down and then continue up, break the high. I'll get in. Again, I was looking long, just not liking the way that this was hesitating here, kind of holding out. I see the level on Bookmap. Buying down here at the lows after this type of sell-off below prior day low, kind of a no-go for me. That doesn't play out as much as I need it to take those trades. But we still got a lot of volume down here. You can see a ton being traded. Just on traditional volume, you can see it. You can see it on Bookmap as well. Yeah, it was quite a bit back here as well. Yeah, just going to wait on this one, guys. Buys look more rare right now. I don't know what rare means, but more right, maybe. I don't know. I don't have enough money to support the full cost of TopstepX, so I'm going with I don't know what MFF is. Apex sucks. Bullknock sucks. 5%ers are different. Not very interested in lesser known firms. Do you have any opinion? My Fund of Futures. No, I don't know anything about them. Don't know anything about them, man. I can only speak on TopStep, which has been an absolute dream to work with. Again, biased opinion. I'm a former affiliate. I'm hoping to be an affiliate in the future. They really condensed and made that program exclusive to like partners. So biased, but I don't know anything about them. I would just do the due diligence if the rules look really good and the costs look really good. I would look at like faces behind the company, payouts, their support system, all that type of stuff. But for me, I just I can't see anybody close to TopStep. Just looking at them initially from rules, reliability, support, even from a cost perspective, based on the rules and the payout terms, all that type of stuff. I don't see anybody close at all to TopStep. Wow, so here we go. Here was the buy, guys. What I said earlier, the pure speculation, I think this is BS. I don't think we're going to blast down and sell off here. I had the reading right. Again, I think I'm doing my best to be patient and not just jump in, catching the falling knife, and this is just not giving me the structure to trade. A little break up, a pull back down here, and then a continuation, I'm long, right to this level. 40, 45. Again, if we're looking at Bookmap, this is the area that I'm talking about. This is the power of using Bookmap, waiting for big levels like this, orders to stack up, areas of liquidity. Looks like we're headed up towards that 46. Let's see if we get there. Maybe we don't. Maybe we turn before that. I'm going to watch what happens when we get there. Do we aggressively sell off? Do we push through with force? Do these orders come off the book? Is it spoofing? Is it orders being put on and pulled? So I'm watching right here, right where this opening range, 15-minute opening range low is for me. That's what I'm watching. It's lining right up with VWAP, which is interesting. If you wanted to get short for the day, you were going to run a wide stop. You did think we were going to continue lower. Somewhere up in here is your spot to do that, in my humble opinion. With a stop, above pre-market high, where if we're going to break pre-market low, volume point of control, prior day low, and then come all the way up through pre-market high and continue higher, everybody gets smoked on that day, or most guys. It's not a clean range. It's not a trend. It's chop and then expansion, which makes for very difficult price action to trade. If you're a momentum trader, maybe, scalping in the direction of the trend, you would do okay. But I think most guys get killed on days like this. On days like that, I shouldn't say that. We break, pull back up, and then continue. This is really clean, break and retest market structure to the downside. So I'm going to watch. I'm tempted to get short right in here. I'm going to see what happens as we come up to it. I'll probably hang out for a little bit, not jump right in, but something like this. If we get up here, you could look at something like that. Again, I don't shoot for these huge risk to rewards. but you could easily look for something like that. Again, following yesterday's market structure sell-off, following today's consolidation and then break below, following the more recent push to the downside, targeting an area of liquidity that's lining up with a couple important levels, along with the recent low that's broken in the downtrend. If we're looking at higher time frame structure, we come on like the 5-minute, right? Here's the break, retest, continuation to the downside, even down here to prior day low, I think is a potential. We might not come up here. We're stalling for sure. It looks like sellers are stepping back in, volume dying off. We very well may just come lower, but I'm going to wait to see if we push up here, what we get. Wouldn't go short from down here. Would not want to stop loss here. Would want it all the way up here. If we do come into this area, I would want to give it room to breathe for sure. But here we go. Looks like we're not going to test VWAP, at least just yet. Those orders still on. 56.40. Excuse me. 56.46. That's what we're looking at based on Bookmap. And as of right now, we don't do anything crazy. I'll probably try the short from there. And I will jump back into to talking about prop firms. Yeah, brother, maybe 1 or 2 months. Waiting for a bit more stable. I'll get in. I got you. Don't think there's a rival for them. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're expensive at all. It's pretty much worth it for what you get. Yeah, man. I mean, when you take like the whole and rare like scarce, I see the guy said, yeah. I don't know. I don't know with this one. This is tough price action right now. This is pretty big market structure on ES. So we're selling off from this level up above pre-market low, volume point of control. Again, we didn't tap into that level. So here we got Bookmap, level not being hit. It's still too close for me to want to short below that level. So that's still my target. That's still what I'm looking at as an important area that I believe price can reach. So we'll see what we get from here. But yeah, man, on the prop firm thing, for me, it's just about what's important to you. Where you're placing a lot of weight. For me, I'm weighting the reliability, the professionalism of the firm, how long they've been in operation. Probably a lot higher than other guys are because I've come from Forex prop firms and been burned time after time. So TopStep is leaps and bounds ahead in that area, in my humble opinion. Tune into YouTube anytime for 8 hours. They got a bunch of former pit traders, professional guys, the main guy behind the company, on the show, talking, live trading, the whole deal. Then you look at the rules and the cost, and also how much they do by way of like free resets and these fire drills and bell to bell and these giveaways. To me, the cost is super, super low, especially if you catch one of the deals, right? Like this combine that I'm on right here is a reset, not a reset, like a reset at rebill from like a $19 or $29 combine, like super, super inexpensive. $150 activation fee once you pass, and then that's it. But, from that perspective and the rules, the platform that they give you, anytime I've dealt with support, it's been super positive. Anytime they do have an issue, like yesterday, they had an issue following up. When I hopped on, I was a little bit frustrated because I missed 2 really nice trades in the morning. Just waiting out what looked like a connectivity issue that was actually looked like it was from more like the data providers. But for whatever reason, issue on TopstepX, right? Candles freezing. They cleared out all the negative trades for a whole hour of the trading day, a main hour of the trading day. So anytime there is an issue, I see it handled really, really well by them. Again, this is not a TopStep infomercial. I'm just giving you my reasons to say I'm not even looking anywhere else. I did when I came in, looked at a handful, actually tried another one. It was fine, but TopStep to me is number one by an absolute long shot. But do your own research. Decide for yourself. Different things for different people. You might find, other companies work. The rules are better for you. The way that I trade, the way that I'd like to manage risk, I can adjust to to Top Step best I feel, and I'm comfortable giving them money to trade with them, to become a funded trader and work towards getting a payout. I don't think it's very likely for them to close up shop or to just screw me out of getting a payout for some odd reason, based on all of the reasons I just talked about. So, just do your own research. But, for me, it's Top Step by a long shot. Nobody even remotely close, in my humble opinion. Yeah, my fun features. I got you. I'm not talking much about the costing. Mostly referring to the rules, which are some of the Top Step support Discord. Cool, man. I got you. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Andre, man. Always in here. Yes, this is S&P 500, Carlos. This is the mini contract. This is ES on TopstepX, but this is S&P. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. You're always on here, and I always look for other people's insights and experience and info. And honestly, like, the most favorable, I think, for a lot of guys would not to have to put all your eggs in one basket. Like, maybe there's multiple firms that you would want to get funded with and work with. Where if there was an issue with one, you have alternatives, or, you can have separate accounts, stuff like that. So I'm always interested to hear about it. Let me know how it works out if you decide to go for it. Hey, next to that blue circle where it says order, you have a square and a plus button. What does that do? Next to the blue circle where it says order. I don't know where we're talking about, Andre, to be honest. Oh, this is just the order card. This is just designating. I see what you're talking about. This is just the order card. So, like, if you pick depth of market or some other thing to show up here, you could have that. But, you get to choose what shows up here on what side. You can customize this. And Andre says, wouldn't mind putting all my eggs on Top Step. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, right? From the prop firm perspective, ton of combines with them. I stacked up when they were cheap. Again, I do a lot of testing. I'm into the futures market this year, so I like to look at things from a really long time frame perspective. I find that works best in trading and in most endeavors. So I'm taking it very slow. Lots of combines, being able to play around, really limiting my downside risk, while trading in live market conditions with their trading conditions, their executions, the stuff that I'll trade in the XFAs. Passed a handful already, 4 XFAs funded, all good to go. Still trading combines, stacking them up, just getting super comfortable, working through every last little kink and bug. And really, from a risk management side, that was my plan, right? Like, if I can trade well, I'd like to be in a position where I have a stack of combines, maybe having more combines than I'm even XFAs, having more XFAs than I'm even allowed to trade live, and then start trading them one by one. It gives you, first off, a lot of confidence. If you blow the first one or the second one or third one, you still have more ready to go. That's obviously not the goal, but that takes care of that. That fear of trading, maybe a funded account right off the bat, and just puts you in a really good position where you're very experienced on the platform, with the firm that you're working with, and you have a stack of funded accounts ready to go. If you want to copy trade them, you can copy trade them. If you want to just use them one by one, there's that. So that was my goal that I'm working towards, get max funded with 50K accounts on Top Step. I'm 1 XFA away from doing that. Once I get 5, I'll still probably continue to trade combines and just stack them up well, as I'm working through a bunch of them that I have until I decide to wean some of them off, cancel some of them, and just work on the XFAs. I did mention I mentioned on a live, I got an email from them saying you have to trade your XFAs. They can't be inactive for like more than 30 days. I placed a few small trades on them. They sent me an email saying, "Oh, we sent that on accident. Your XFAs are in fine standing condition." So there is that rule. If you get into an XFA and you want to keep trading combines, or maybe you have multiple XFAs, you only want to trade one, you do have to place a trade every 30 days, or else you risk losing the XFA. Yeah, man. Most recent lower high touched the previous low. That when you're, yeah, I don't know, man. I like right now it doesn't look like it's gonna come up here. These orders are still on the book. Andre's talking about the 46 level, still on the book up here. I'm once we got this, it looked like we were gonna continue down. Now we got a little bit of this going on. It looked like we might have this happening, but now we're breaking lower. So it looks more like this might be in store. Again, basic market structure price action. We started to push up higher. I thought for sure we were going to be coming back into the range. This is looking much more bearish now. This just looks like the break and retest that did not reach these orders up here. Didn't need to, just really tapped this low. If you see that, right? Here's your break and retest. Seller stepped in, did not even challenge it a second time. And here we are, how many points lower? 15 points lower. So yeah, right in here was my sell. Probably waiting a minute and jumping in a point or two if we started to come off like here. But that's all good, man. You wait for your setups. If I decide every day to jump in early and then it comes up here, I've got a pretty crappy entry. So again, we got some pretty big price action here today. If I go back through, I got to zoom out because I moved in the 1 minute. If I go back through this, guys, we know what happened overnight, right? Here was end of day. Oh, excuse me. We know what happened yesterday. This was end of Tuesday. This is Wednesday's price action all the way through the morning. Here's the open, sell off down. This is close of session overnight, consolidating chop right down around these lows. And now we got to break out to the downside, which looks like we want to move lower. That's what it's looking like to me now. This is looking very, very bearish. Sellers bringing this all the way back down to test these lows. Did not even need to come all the way up back into this 15-minute opening range or very far into the range of pre-market at all, right? Here's the pre-market low area that price has been trading before the open right here. And, here we are tapping into that and coming right back down below. So looks bearish. Nothing screaming at me on order map. I have this zone, which is really wide. I'm not taking a sell. Again, here was my entry, really aggressive as we were pulling back up. Had we made it to this area that I was watching on Bookmap, I'll show you that once again since I'm not looking at taking a trade. This area that lit up right around 10:30, just after I jumped on the stream. As we came lower, a lot of liquidity came on the book and stayed on the book. It's lightened up a little bit. As you can see, it was heavier over here. It's lightened up a little bit, and we've just continued to move lower. So watching for the break to the downside, maybe more structure over the next hour where I get a little bit of indication that we are going to move lower. If we find support here again, maybe we crack below, we pull one of these moves, we start coming back up. I might look for a long back up, but here was your opportunity to do that. As I started to talk about it and say, I think this is BS back into the range type of a move. We didn't really get that. We didn't continue all the way back up and just chop. We're back down to lows. So it's wait and see for me right now, guys. Appreciate you guys being on again, man. Got more people hopping on the lives. It's awesome. I like doing it. I'm on a hell of a win streak. Yesterday was not a big winning day. It was a comeback from a loss win. I should say a win streak on the YouTube lives. I took losses this morning. I trade outside of just these 1 or 2 hour live streams. I trade every morning at NYSE Open. Sometimes I trade the afternoon, like yesterday. Even called the live trade in Discord yesterday. That played out, not for a full win, but the way that it was managed generated a win. But on a win streak on these YouTube lives, would like to keep that going. That's just the fun of it. There'll be losses, there'll be losing streaks. That's just the reality. So. I'm voting for somebody who I haven't seen before says I'm voting for Trump because Biden hit my big stop loss. Andre says I shared it today, hoping it helps. Got you, my man. I close Discord sometimes when I'm on here because it just gets distracting. I have too much stuff open at the same time. Watching price push down, break this low. Again, no breakout trade for me. Nothing here that's setting up. So I'm going to wait to see what happens as we get down here. Let's see what the boys at Discord are saying. If you're not in Discord, hop in. We got guys funded. We got guys on XFAs. W on the charts. L for discipline today. Really shot myself in the foot. I got you. Yeah, same, brother. Same. Dre, if you're on here or you watch it later, just tough price action today, man. Look to get aggressive. Look to trade with the market, and big price action and just back and forth chop ate me up. Bruce, also 1K, negative 1K for me today. Not trading any more accounts today. That's enough for me. Yep, I feel that. Marcus, absolutely killing it. We got a dude that got funded and is just absolutely running up XFAs. He's showing performance stats. First 30 days of trading his XFA, qualified for 2 of the max 4 payouts. Awesome, man. He's got $6,339 sitting in an XFA. Some pretty solid stats, man. Really positive win-loss. Not super positive win rate, but that's okay. You end up really profitable. You only need a 35% win rate if you're running almost a 3-to-1 risk to reward. It's just all about that in relation to each other. Jose, huge L in my combine. Yeah, I see that, man. I see that. Breaking lower, man, all the way down to the middle of this zone. Let's see. We got orders on at 15. Do we find some support here? I don't think so. This looks aggressive now. Get on the 15 real quick, guys. So we're breaking down below these lows here. Broke below this this wick. We come down out of this range. I think it's very likely that we continue down towards these lows. So I'm going to look for some price action to trade short. If there's an opportunity to trade for a quick move to the upside, I'll look for that as well. But I've already missed my really nice setup, which was this, just about 2.5 points higher. That was my setup. Pull back to that liquidity that's off the book now. That got pulled. Check this out. Off the book, not on the order book anymore. You can see that as price moved away, whatever orders that were sitting up there, whoever had those orders sitting, pulled them off. If they come back on, maybe as price is headed back up, maybe there's another level to look at. But we had some stuff stack up at 15. They got filled. You can see the volume traded, and now we're just kind of just in no man's land as far as really significant orders above or below price. So not massively helpful right there. Gentleman says, "Are you still looking for potential sells?" Yeah, man. I'm just waiting and seeing. I'm waiting for something to set up. Right now, this looks bearish to me, right? We broke down. We're putting in lower lows and lower highs. So this is looking very bearish. Immediately, we're at a support zone. This is kind of the middle for me. This is the bottom of these lows, as I just showed, looking left. So we come down here. I want to see what happens. I'm also going to watch Bookmap to see if anything significant does start to pop up. Maybe we get a ton of liquidity below or above that might look to pull price. Otherwise, this does look like it's continuing down. I would like to be short. I don't have a way to get it short. if I placed a sell trade here, that I have no way to place my stop loss. I've experimented quite a bit with just jumping in with momentum and scalping to the downside. It works really, really well until it doesn't, until you sell. And that's the point where, we're going to have a pullback, and it really just eats up your profits made from doing it and winning. So I don't have a great way to structure risk unless I have market structure. This is just an absolute falling knife to the downside. Again, you could take the breakout trades, pushing down towards the next zone. That was kind of last opportunity. This was best opportunity, break and retest, but I didn't have the level that I was paying attention to get retested. So that's fine. Nothing missed there. My setup didn't come. That would have been very, very nice. Would have played it. Well, who knows? In another world, who knows what happens when price gets there and hits that liquidity. But had we pulled up a little bit higher and started to react, I would have been short. Probably not right at that level. Probably a couple points down. That wouldn't have mattered. Stop loss would have been fine anywhere up here, and then we would have caught a really nice win all the way back down to the lows had we held that long. But no setup, so not a trade. At this point with nothing on Bookmap, I'd look for a pullback and a reaction somewhere down here, or maybe even up here. But the farther away this runs, the less and less appealing it gets. So stuck watching the market move around. Unfortunate on some losses this morning. Just getting chopped up, trying to get on the right side of the market, and just being a little bit too aggressive with sizing and not really running wide enough stop. Ooh, didn't want to do that. Move that zone. Hang on, guys. Yeah, I want that to encompass that. Here's how I had this, I believe. Right at these lows. Yeah, we're not backing off, man. Sellers are in. The bears are in store today. Important point on the chart right here where we're at right now. So I want to see what happens. Again, we break lower to the downside. I still just don't have a trade. I like to have an invalidation point. I think most traders do. I like to have a spot where I get in and say, if price comes against me this far, I no longer want to be short. I'd want to be short up here. I'd even want to be short up here based on the price action. Really, until we got above this high all the way back into this range, I would say I don't want to be short. That doesn't mean I don't want to be long from down here. You could take a long up to here, cheap trade, really counter trend, but you could shoot for that. But as far as the sell goes, I have to wait for some price action to trade off of, and this is just way too big. It would not provide a good risk structure. And trading even one mini, I would have to drop to micros and trade, 3 or 4 micros or something like that. Again, still watching the order book. Nothing major. There's buyers. There's buyers here for sure. Stepping in right now, holding this. Again, I think it's guys just looking for that cheap trade. Even you can see the tilt on S&P, 60% long, and they're not doing well. They're negative. they're taking heat. That should be pretty obvious. But I think there's a play just buying this low, stop loss, somewhere down here, just in case it does have to crack below it, and looking for a pullback. that may be in store. I don't want to do that because we start to break this like we are right now. I think we could push very quickly to the downside. I think stops get eaten up right here, and the floor continues to fall out. But that's where I'm at, guys. Appreciate you hopping on here for right now. Just watching the market, waiting for something to set up for me. Looking to make some money. Got to find a way to do that with some consistency. You know, a lot of these days where price just runs, it feels like at any point if you took a sell, you would have been in good shape. But what happens is as you start to do that, which I have in the past, you find that you don't always time it right. And you start to take some heat on it and you end up closing out, and then maybe you jump back in and you take some heat on that next one because, you know, there's still movement here being traded, and you end up just kind of getting chopped up unless you do hop in and you get that nice movement to the downside pretty quickly. If you don't have a real invalidation point, it can be difficult to hold the trade with any type of conviction. You know, like I was yesterday, you know, where I had a spot where I said, you know, if this starts to break up again all the way to the upside, we had some structure to trade off of. You know, I don't want to be short anymore. But if you're here, man, feel free, like, subscribe, helps me out. It's free. I do this almost every day. You don't have to do anything if you don't want. If you think this stream is not good, you can let me know. But if you like it, feel free, like and subscribe, helps me out. I run a free Discord community, almost to 500 members. Hopefully hit that today. That'll be a nice milestone. It's only about 2 or 3 months old that I've actually been running that as the free community with live trading almost every day, ability to ask me questions. I give you guys my entire approach, strategy, updates on everything, call and trades live, you know, here on YouTube for the most part. Analysis every day, my charts, explain exactly how I mark my stuff up, answer any questions on, you know, how you guys, anything you guys ask, analysis, news, sometimes giveaways. Haven't done one of those in a while, but yeah, I'm watching it struggle here, man. I think, I still think we're going to break to the downside aggressively, but it certainly is hesitating. Didn't mean to get distracted in the middle of a sentence there. But yeah, hop in the free Discord if you're not already, man. No VIP paywall to be here with me trading live. I work with guys one-on-one. If you're interested in that, feel free, hit me up. You can book a free 30-minute call to talk about that. Everything that goes into profitable trading through one-on-one sessions together, live every morning, live trading every morning, and then you know, one-on-one sessions through Zoom, working on your trading plan, your risk management, your approach, your strategy, your psychology, journaling, keeping you accountable, you know, reviewing every day all of your trading, how things are going for you over the course of a month. That's my paid program. Can't do that one for free. Just physically don't have the time, and I dedicate quite a bit of time to it. So if you're interested, again, info in Discord. You can book a free call, zero pressure. We could talk about that. If not, the community's not a feeder program for that or for anything else, man. It's all encompassing here to give you guys, you know, my approach, show you my journey, share with you, try to help you out in any way that I possibly can, and you know, show you what real trading looks like, the ups, the downs. Quite a few ups, really nice win streak as far as live trading goes. Choppy this morning, man. I gave back some profits that I'm not happy about. Just on my solo trading, you know, I don't mind talking about that. Again, I was recording on and off. If I caught a couple of those losses, I will share with you guys. But that's part of it, man. It's part of it. I always look for any type of improvement. So I'm saying I got a little bit aggressive. You know, maybe I sized up a little bit. All that apart, there's normal losses in trading. You know, I do everything correct, I'm still going to lose, you know, 4 4 trades out of 10. Right now, my win rate's been pretty high over the last month, last few weeks. Risk to rewards down, win rates up, bouncing around that like 65%, which is high. I find over a large number of trades, I end up with a positive risk to reward and somewhere around that 50%, maybe a little bit over that 50% win rate. So if I know, let's say at really good times with a moderately positive risk to reward or nearing that 1-to-1, I have a 65% win rate. That means I'm doing everything right. I'm still going to lose 3.5 to 4 trades out of every 10 that I take. That's a considerable amount, and it's a random distribution, that will generate consecutive losses, right? Doing everything correct with your system, if that's what your stats are. So, it's just part of it. It's fun to come on and have the win streaks. It's fun to talk about them. That's what the people want to see. But I will show you the live trading as well. Build those correct expectations. Really understand, the business that we're operating in, and that you're not going to win 100%, or most guys are not going to win 80 or 90% either. It's highly unlikely unless you run a really negative risk to reward. But that's just me, and from what I've seen, humble opinion. Sitting at these lows, kind of hesitating, still putting like lower lows in, right? We're still low of the day right now. Much more consolidation than this big, knife falling sell-off. We're cutting close to NY lunch here, 11:30. I don't see anything setting up for me, guys. It's definitely a down day. I don't have anything setting up for me right now. Jumping into a sell or a buy here is, for me, it would just be a silly move. My edge is not present for all the ways that I define that edge. So we'll sit patient. Again, I'm going to be here. Yeah, I'm going to hang for at least another 20 to 30 minutes, right into that New York lunch. What would give me something? Buyers start to step in, and then we react. Maybe I look for a sell. I have a way to structure risk. We're not getting that. Sellers just continuing. We start to form some really shifting market structure where we get some higher lows put in quickly, maybe like a wick down and then a continuation up. I love something like that. Looking for a buy with a stop below there, back up into the range. Maybe I get something later this afternoon. I've done some more testing and trading, like I shared yesterday, that 1 to 2 p.m., 3 p.m., anytime in the afternoon, really, and after NY lunch all the way to the session close. You do get these shifts. Sometimes it just chops and consolidates. Sometimes you do kind of get that reversal movement or big continuation. And if there's a way to structure risk, I'll put it on. Usually it's a wider stop loss type of a play, either reduced position size or increased risk if I'm trading with similar size. So if I see one of those, I'll share it in Discord with you guys. Yeah, again, still nothing on Bookmap. Really, really, really clean on Bookmap as far as significant orders sitting on the book above or below price. There's a bunch of different ways you can interpret the order book as a whole in comparison. Sellers still look a little bit heavier. Very negative delta, cumulative volume delta rather. For the day, we're headed lower if that's not apparent. So really appreciate this live every day. Oh man, of course. Thank you. Happy to do it. It's been fun. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting anything. This was it right here, man. Again, I'll talk about this. We broke down, right? We had a bunch of choppy price action around a flat VWAP, slicing back and forth through, in between pre-market low and pre-market high. I got involved early, and that didn't play out very nicely for me before this live stream. Here's the little bit of a break below, kind of finding support right here. Here's the push up through VWAP and through opening range high. Failure even to get to pre-market high, back down aggressively through, and a break lower. through all the levels that I like. This is showing, okay, we're headed down for the day. Looking at this until we got right here, I was saying I think back up into the range is very possible. I don't know that we're going to trend lower today. We got that on a nice push up. A lot of orders stacked up, which I'll show you in a second as I'm explaining it again here. Stacked up right here on the order book on Bookmap. That shows me a serious level of liquidity that price may be drawn to. If it's headed to that area, I can watch what happens when it gets there, see if we get a strong reaction through it. You know, buyers are in control, we get volume traded through, or they start to fill and we react to the downside. It lined up very, very nicely with areas I would have been watching for that sell anyway. VWAP, an opening range low from today, also right near these lows. We just didn't get there. Had we got there, I would have had a nice sell trade today. Here's the orders on Bookmap, again, just to show it. If you're watching late and you weren't watching earlier, this is what I was talking about right now. Here, we broke down. This was not on the book. We broke down through. We had liquidity here. Broke down through. We saw these orders come on the book and really stay there, right? At 46, 56, 46. We got close, stayed there, right? All the way. Looked like they were going to come up to fill, did not fill, and then came lower. Came off the book here as price moved farther and farther away from it at 11.11. Here's the level, 46. That's what we were looking at. So price doesn't always go to whatever stacked up liquidity you're looking at. There's an example of it right there. Again, also doesn't always test your VWAP, doesn't always test your level, your opening range low. All good. No setup for me. And here we go, just continuing lower on this slow grind. Broke below, if we look over to the left-hand side, broke below these lows, right? This is how this first zone was marked. Here's my next area, coming right down into the highs of this area of consolidation that I call that here, and then I've got the zone coming off the lows as well. Ooh, don't need to do that again. Zoom out so VWAP fixes itself, and here we go. Nope, not looking like it wants to bounce. I'd agree with you there. It just looks like it wants to continue lower. Again, this is the tough price action that I think a lot of guys struggle with, because it's really hard to identify any area where the trade's invalidated. You have targets to shoot for, but if I look at price action and market structure over many, many days, for the most part, even once we start to get below certain levels and I want to look for a short, price usually just doesn't go in a nice 45-degree angle to the downside. Rather, we get breaks and retests, not always even, sometimes like that, sometimes shallow, but we get some structure to trade off of. That allows you to structure your risk, gives you spots where you want to be out. I don't have that. Don't have that today. Again, here was really, after missing this, here was really last opportunity. Take the breakout trade, maybe start with a really wide stop and bring it down. Maybe just throw it arbitrarily above a level or something like that. If it's going to continue, you want to see it continue right away. You run a pretty tight stop. Maybe you get it to break even, and you continue lower. But I don't have something that will work in a positive way for this type of price action. It's a close your eyes and sell and hope you move into profit. That's pretty much it on this stuff. Yeah, again, if we start to shift, I'd like to see, I mean, we're pretty low here. You know, this level is pretty far back. I'd like to see something from Bookmap if we're not going to come up here or here. Um, I don't know that I'm getting one on this. Got a little bit at 610. Looks like round number. Just above these highs. Look at the tilt shift super quickly. 64% long, 65% long. Yeah, man, people love 70% long in Nasdaq. I don't know what NQ is doing. Maybe it's even more aggressive, but it's interesting to see, man. Just tapped into a little bit of liquidity there, but nothing else really massive showing up. Again, the lows, you know, looking left. This is the bottom of this rectangle, box, square, zone, whatever you want to call it, is right off the lows, looking left. That's where this is. That's where this is built. Little bit of structure forming. I'm not shorting the first pullback. That's not my play. Again, you could go immediately if we come back down and break this with a short stop loss above here, taking the break of the low. That's play number one. That would be setting up, targeting this area right here since we are all the way down below here. You know, I think there is a decent chance today that we come all the way down and test this next level out. Did we kind of tap into it already? Yeah, we just tapped these highs. If we look at that, almost, I should say. Big psychological level as well. Really not looking like it wants to bounce. Yeah, now we're approaching the time of day. Yeah, where volume dies down. Yep, coming towards that New York lunch, 12 to 1 p.m. If you guys aren't aware, that's called New York lunch. Traditionally, volume starts to die down. You get a lot of choppy consolidating price action until everybody comes back from lunch, starts trading again. You know, that 1-2 p.m. time frame. Then you get power hour, 3 to 4 p.m. last hour of the New York session. Doesn't always happen like that. You know, the more I stare at ES all day or throughout the day, the less I'm inclined to say specific hours of the day. You get these really, really specific moves. There's certainly times that you should be paying attention. You know, 9:30 a.m., the open, near the close, the power hour, New York lunch. Traditionally, you can find that stuff, but in between there, you know, we get movement at different times. Just waiting to see if we start to get a strong reaction either way. Still watching Bookmap. My order flow tool here, not really seeing anything major. Appreciate you guys jumping on. If you jumped on late, I live trade almost every day here on YouTube. ES Futures, straight through TopstepX. Show you guys my strategy, my approach, all the fun stuff for free. Hop in the free Discord if you're interested. No VIP, no paywall to be able to ask me questions and be part of the community. If you want one-on-one help, one-on-one mentorship, that's the only thing I do charge for. But I'm not gatekeeping anything there. Same strategy, same approach, all the same stuff that you see here. I do trade with guys that I'm working with one-on-one more. I trade with them in the morning at 9:30 a.m., which is my main focused session. But yeah, that's the deal, man. Hop in Discord. Link in the description. Link everywhere. Pushing up, man, to retest this little high. Now we got a little bit of a shift going on. Right around that psychological level. That big round number. This doesn't look terrible for a sell from down here.
Order filled.
I'm going to try one from down here, guys. Ooh, that's more risk than I wanted. Pretty aggressive on the entry. Looking at this failure, think it's very likely that even if we're going to move lower, we come back down and retest this low. At that point, I'd look to take one off and get stop loss to break even. Something happens between now and then, I'll look to manage this trade. Yeah, guys, I still like this. I still like this trade, but I'm gonna take one off right here because I did not want to take that much risk on. That was a lack of me paying attention to measure that. $800, too much, too much. So unfortunately, had to realize 66 bucks of loss there. But I try to keep it around. Try to keep it under that $500 mark. That's what I'm comfortable with on most of these 50Ks, as I'm getting stupidly aggressive. But we need to wick back up above this. I'll be out. Playing this just as a quick break and retest, continuation to the downside. I'm watching Bookmap to see if we have any other really important levels showing up. A little bit of structure to trade off of. If we're going to start to consolidate and chop, I'll be taken out. But again, I liked having 2 on. I like this trade as a continuation down to the lows. Even if we're going to bounce and continue up, I think it's likely to retest this, maybe start to take everybody out that got long too quick up here with a stop loss down below here. Taking 1 off and then moving stop loss to break even was initial game plan. Now that I'm 1 short, I'm going to have to call an audible and decide. That's not a great risk to reward, but you adjust, adapt, improvise, overcome. We'll see if it even plays out. Could come right back up to stop me out, and that'll be my short for the morning. Let's see, pushing lower. We're coming to retest this low. Again, this is where I would have liked to take 1 off. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to have to call an audible on this one, which I really don't like to do. Let's see if we can get a break. Nice. Can we get a nice push down? Oh,
order filled.
There we go. I'm taking it there, guys. Okay. Again, let me recap now that I'm out of the trade there. I liked this for I think we might continue, but my initial game plan here and the way that I executed was a little bit too quick. And worked out as a win. Hooray. $250. Great. Here's my problem. So I jumped in somewhere down around here. This is where I wanted my stop loss to be. That's too much risk at 2 minis. At least for me, for this specific trade. I'm not going to say you're going to see me come on here and you won't see me take a trade with with more or less risk. But for the way that I wanted to manage this, I would have liked to have around, let's say, the $500 worth of risk maximum. That was a lack of me measuring, or at least a lack of me paying attention. As I put 2 on, I realized that quickly and took 1 off. My game plan here was to say, okay, we had this little break and retest, right? We got this stutter step. We might continue higher. But even if we are going to, I think there's a very high likelihood that we come down and test this low, if not break just below it, where I just took that. That would have been close number 1, then stop loss to break even, let the second one run towards this zone here, which I think is very likely to be hit even before we come back and stop me out. I don't want to not realize profit on one position, waiting for that to happen just to be stopped at break even and having messed up and had to close one out and realize 67 or 77 bucks, whatever that was. So we got a win. Execution on that, not amazing. Adjusted quickly, adapt, improvise. If you get into something where you are taking a little bit more risk than you thought, or you're not comfortable with it, just close out of one like you saw me do, or close out of the entire position for that matter. This is a good example. If you have an initial plan for something and then you have to adjust, make your adjustment and be comfortable with whatever it is. So adjusted on the fly there, made it work. Again, would have liked to have a second one on here, but not comfortable with $800 worth of risk on this type of a setup. This is not amazing for me. Again, I think there's potential to continue higher as we start to get this hesitation and push. I like this reaction as we came right back up here. That was the reason for the trade. I think sellers are likely to bring this down at least to the low, if not crack below it, like we did right here. I like short 2, stop loss just above, just a little bit bigger price action. Kind of like what I had going on this morning, just a little bit too much risk for what I'm usually taking on. I'm comfortable maybe up to like 5-6 points with 2 contracts. Past that, it's a little bit heavy. Again, depends on what I'm doing. If I'm risking everything on a trade, risking a daily loss limit. It's cool, but I'm not here. So we took the win. Let's map it out. 603.50. Boom. There's the sell. This was initial stop loss. Exit was 597.25. Boom. Right there. Not a stellar risk to reward. Not exactly what I'd like to have done. I would have liked to have 2 on here, close 1 out before this low, and leave the second one as a runner to here, and go stop loss to break even, which we'll see how that would have played out anyway. I might have gotten lucky with the way that this played out, and this comes back to stop at break even. You got another break and retest going on right now. This does look like it wants to continue lower. You could go with your really aggressive sell down here. You could go with a second entry and a stop way up here, targeting, this just to continue. Not really setting up for me, though. Nothing else right now. So, worked out okay. Glad we got to see a little bit of having to adjust on the fly. Maybe you get into a trade with too much risk, and you make your adjustments. But ending another green day, not super stellar. I'm curious to see if we hit this level before we continue lower. So I'll leave this on. What do we say? 63.75, 63, 603.50. Let's see what happens there, because this would have been. I try to be realistic with you guys. I'm not the after the fact. Oh, I would have done this, that, and the other. So let's see how the original plan would have played out anyway. I'll watch it for another 5 minutes. That would have been take profit number 1, very quick, and move stop loss to break even. Realizing maybe 3.5 points. Yeah, maybe 14 ticks. What is 14 times 12.5? Yeah, $175. So I would have taken off even a little less than I actually realized there. Stop loss would have went to break even at that point right here, and we'll see if we would have come down into this zone or come back up. Can't always say exactly how I'll manage it, but I could give the baseline, idea of how. And that's about how. Maybe if we started to hesitate a little bit, I'd close it somewhere down here. But I'm going to say that at very least, I'm going to go back on the 1 minute for this one. Yeah, at very least, I would have liked to hold this to the top of this zone. So let's say here on the second position. But good man. Yeah, man. Got another win. All good. All good. And again, glad you got to see sometimes, right? Like I trade full time. I trade every day. You still make those quick decisions, right? I'm seeing this set up. I don't want to miss the entry. This was pretty aggressive. I know I want to get in to be able to, scale out for a lot of my stuff. That was just a little bit too much risk. Maybe at it was 8 points because I had 2 contracts on. At 2, it's $100 a point. So, just a little bit too much, especially for this setup. Maybe if I had something way more, more convincing, I'd say I'm cool with that, $700-800 risk. So that's what we got for today, man. Another winner, done here live. Had to adjust on the fly, but we made it work anyway, and we took our $244 after having to take what do we get, $62.50. Had to get rid of quickly. I'll leave this. I'm not gonna watch for too much longer. We'll see if it continues down here first, or if it does come all the way back up to stop at break even. But guys, I appreciate you being here as always. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose money. Read my full disclaimer. Read rule CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated funds with prop firms. Trade safe, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hop in the free Discord. I'll be live tomorrow again. In the afternoon. Hop in the free Discord. I'll keep you updated. Let's say that. I won't say that I'll be live again tomorrow until I know for sure. I'll talk to you guys there. Thanks again.